been such a long time. It's good to see you. I was going through my YouTube channel the other day and it was shocking to realize that it has been since December of 2017 since I last did a video, which is just pure insanity, because there's been so much going on. I've been really active on Instagram, so if you want to follow me on Instagram at mashley, MASHLEY WLS, so Mashley WLS on Instagram, please do. But I've been active over there, but I haven't been doing YouTube videos, which is a little weird and kind of indicative of how it's been going. So since this is a weight loss surgery channel, let me give you stats first and tell you what's been going on in the last 2 years. Almost 3 years. Almost 3 years. So the last video I made, I was at 248. And today, 2 years and 8 months later, 9 months later, 2 years and 9 months later, I am at 224.4. So I had gastric bypass on July 6th, 2017 at St. Bernardine's Medical Center in San Bernardino, California with Dr. Fedorka. I started my highest weight ever was 365. My surgery weight was 332.2, and today I'm 224.4. So that is a total loss in 3 years plus about a little over, so about 3 years and 6 weeks. It's a total loss of something. Alexa, what is 365 minus 224.4?
365 minus 224.4 is 140.6.
140.6. Alexa says it's a total loss of 140.6. And a since surgery loss of, Alexa, what's 332.2 minus 224.4?
332.2 minus 224.4 is 107.8.
And a since surgery loss of 107.8. What would we do without Alexa? My goodness. I just don't. It's funny because in my second to last video, I talked all about how I didn't feel like doing the math. Don't feel like doing the math. Alexa's right there. She can help me out. So anyway, so a little over 100 pounds of since surgery weight loss that I've maintained for, 2 years and 9 months. So that's not so bad. I had some regain, obviously. I got down in 2018, around November, I got down to my lowest, which was 172.2. And then I gained in 2019, and then into 2020, the beginning of 2020, I was 236.8, I think was my highest. And I maintained between 230 and that for until the middle of July, when I started keto and got serious about losing this regain because it was really bumming me out. So I started keto in July 12th, Sunday, or whatever day that was, Sunday, let's say Sunday, July 12th. And I have lost since then 10 pounds, and exactly 10 pounds. I started at 234.4, and today is 5 weeks on keto, week 5, and I've lost 10 pounds. So that's 2 pounds a week, which isn't fantastic, but it's not, like the keto loss that a lot of people experience. And actually I lost 6 pounds in the first week, and then my weight has just been going ding, 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 since. So it went down to 229, and then kind of jiggled there between 228 and 229 for quite a while, and then it went down to 224, and then has kind of jiggled there between 234.4 and 224.4 for like 5 days now. So it kind of looks like it's only happened twice, so I can't say like every time, but so far it's been every 5 pounds where it wants to just dink around. And in interest of total and complete transparency, I did have a break in my keto in July because I went to downtown Disney with a friend, and we just ate, I was gonna just have one sweet treat, and one sweet treat turned into 2 marshmallow wands and a margarita and a chocolate bar. And then and yes, even with gastric bypass, I still managed to eat all of that. Not at once, because that would have made me really, really sick, but over the course of the day. And then I had the chocolate bar the next day, and then I was on keto for 2 days, and then I had like, isn't this just the universe kicking you in the balls? I was getting back on keto, and the first 2 days were really, really hard, and I was really craving sweets, so I put a Jello by the bed in case I woke up in the middle of the night craving sweet, which has been a habit of mine. And part of why I regained so much was eating in the middle of the night. So I put a sugar-free Jello next to the bed. Now my air conditioning is broken, and it is hot as a feathermucker here in Southern California. So I woke up in the middle of the night, wanted this Jello, and I opened it up having no idea up until this point that Jello melts. So I open it up, and it just sprays everywhere, all over my sheets and the floor, and it was red Jello, so it's like red Jello all over the sheets and the floor. And I said, fuck it, I'm eating Cheerios. So I ate a big bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios, and then I had something else, and I don't remember. This was a while ago. And so then I was off again for another 2 days, and then I got back on, and today is day 14 of being back on. So I stayed back on when I got back on. So that's 10 pounds with about a 6 day tussle there in the middle. So I can't really complain too much because, with keto, when you get off of it, you gain weight just like crazy. And I was 227 the day I ate at downtown Disney, and then I was 229 the next day. And throughout that process, I just sort of stayed at 229. So I didn't do a lot of damage. I just stayed the same. So that's my story with keto. It's been hard. It was hard in the beginning, but my mood and my mental health has been amazingly better, like night and day better. I really struggle with depression and anxiety, and my anxiety was almost gone, and my depression, like I was just I wasn't manic, because I get that, but I was just like happily, content and middle of the road, and like I had energy to do stuff. I have this in my planner, I have a healthy habits checker, and I was able to do all my little habits that I wrote down for the day every day, and it was just amazing. That was the first time I made it 18 days through keto, and then I had the slip, and my mood just went boom, and just hit the ground, and it was awful, and getting back on it was awful, and my mood didn't improve very much the second time around. It's getting better now, but it was really tough. God, it was tough, and so I don't want to do that again. Like, I keep reminding myself when I think about sugar, when I want sugar, I keep reminding myself that for me mentally is the path of misery. Like, I was just miserable. Like, and it's amazing the difference. And I know there's a lot of other stuff at play, but it's amazing the difference that that not consuming sugar really, really makes in my mental health. It's just astounding. Like, it really is mind-boggling. And so for me, sugar is really toxic. And I was trying to remind myself of that in the really hard moments, especially in the beginning. I really, really wanted Starbucks lemon cake and a big frap. I wanted to just bury my face in the frap and bury my face in the lemon cake. And I didn't do it because I wrote down what I wanted to do, and I wrote down the logical reasons not to do it. And so I didn't do it. And I'm very, very happy that I made it through, because I'm starting to see the mental health benefits again now. And I also, in a way, it was a good lesson to go off and get back on, because of realizing how much harder it is to get back on, and to keep that in mind in the future. And also to see how dramatically it tanked my mental health. So anyway, I plan to update on Sundays, because that's when my keto date rolls around, when I started keto on the 12th. And I do average weight for the week. I weigh every day, and then I do the average. And last week the average was 226.6, and this week it's, as I said, 224.4. So that's a weekly loss of 2.2, which ain't bad. My wish is that I lose 1% a week until I get to my goal. My goal is 182.5, which will mean that I have lost half my original body weight. And that number is significant to me. And I have pictures of when I was 182.5, and I looked really good. In fact, I looked really skinny, which is weird because you wouldn't think somebody in the 180s would look that skinny, but I did. So that's my intention. And just to give you a brief recap of what's been going on, 2018, right after I made the video, like in January, I just hit a wall, mental health again, and I went into this horrible depression that pretty much lasted the entire year. So 2018 was just hellish with depression. It was just hellish. And I lost all the weight, and that was wonderful. You know, I went down, like I said, to 172.2, and that was fantastic. But it was just hell. God, I mean, I was just in bed all the time, just paralyzed with depression. It was god awful. It was god awful. And like, I'm on psych meds, but they weren't working. And I think part of the reason they weren't working is because we weren't figuring out how they were properly absorbing in my body. And they may not have been absorbing well because I wasn't eating very much. And, you know, just, it was just awful. And then in 2019, we found a med that worked, and it made me really, really happy and really, really energetic and manic, but it also made me really compulsive. And so I started gaining because I was compulsively eating. And I'm not going to blame that all on the drug. Some of that is just food addict nonsense, okay? Because, you know, a lot of us who've had bariatric surgery are food addicts, and I am one, certainly a sugar addict and a food addict in general. And so it was like adding this compulsive urge on top of being a food addict in general. And I gained about 6 pounds a month from January through August, and then from August to the next January I gained another 15 pounds. So it slowed, but it was still gaining. So 2019, I spent the first half of the year, 8 months of the year, really happy, but I was just so compulsive, and I was really compulsive about spending too, and got myself in kind of a hole with that. So it was, you know, it was a terrible price. And then the drug started working less and less and less and less and less, and had more side effects, and so we had to go off of it eventually. And then so the last part of the year was just held with depression. So, and then what did I say? Oh, that was 2019. And then 2020, same thing, still struggles with depression, struggle. And, I mean, I just can't, like, I don't want this to turn into the mental health channel necessarily, but I just can't, like, heart to heart, you guys, it's bad. It's real bad. When it gets bad, it gets real bad. And so far, keto has been the most dramatic difference. Not eating sugar. And I realize also other carbs, but not eating sugar. So there's that. There's my testimonial to that. And I hope, I've been having some resurgence of depression this last week, and I hope that it lightens up, because I'm really, really hoping, again, heart to heart, I'm really hoping keto is mainly the answer. I'm still on meds and everything, but they just don't work. They just don't work. I'm not going to go off of them because I'm frightened to do that, but they just don't do it. And we've been on everything. I have been with my psychiatrist for going on 9 years, and we have tried everything. Every medicine out there. We've even tried probiotics, and it just hasn't worked and hasn't worked and hasn't worked. And that first round of keto, my mood just lifted so much, and it's starting again to lift. So I which is evidenced by the fact that I'm here talking to you all. And so, you know, I just pray with me, if you pray and send good vibes, that that keto really could be the answer that I was looking for. So that's where I am today. You know, almost 3 years post last video. I wonder if I only had, like, you know, a very few followers to begin with. I wonder if you guys are still out there. If you are, hello. And maybe I'll gain a few more, and I just want to document this weight loss surgery journey with my keto, and just let you know how that's going, and be more in contact, because I think also partly getting away from this community, which is so wonderful, even though I was part of the Instagram community, which is also wonderful, really made it difficult. It didn't make it difficult to stay on track. I don't want to blame it on YouTube, but it wasn't. There's this extra boost that being part of YouTube, the YouTube community, which is so wonderful, gives me. So anyway, that's where I am. I plan on updating next Sunday to let you know how the weight loss is going, if not sooner. So I hope you all have a beautiful week. I hope you all have a beautiful Sunday. And thank you if you're watching this. If you were a watcher from 3 years ago and you're watching this now, that's a wonderful. If you're a brand new watcher, that is also wonderful. I hope we can make a great connection and have a good time together and share insight and good juju. So anyway, I'll see you later. Have a great week.